Guys, how's it going? Me and Luke's here today, and we're trying to do something different. Luke, how old are you?
11.
He's 11. He's killed one deer, right?
2.
Oh, that's right, too. I forgot about the little one.
Leave me alone.
And we're wanting to get him out and teach him some scouting. We're going to go out this weekend. Sunday we have a day that's supposed to be low 60, high 85. We're going to get out and we're going to let him pick a spot. We're going to go in, we're going to scout it. And fall break is typically when we go up there and we do some bow hunting. And he has a crossbow, so we're going to go up there and camp for about 5-6 days. And we're going to try to give him an opportunity to kill a deer. So our mindset is we're going to go in, we're going to check some creek crossings and some other things. He's going to pick the spot. We're going to let him look for signs and stuff like that. Mainly just teach him some stuff that when I was younger, really, I wasn't ever taught to scout. It was mainly we went and found open woods or what we hunted the year before, and we just hunted it and we hoped deer came by. So that's kind of something I missed out when I was younger, so that's something we're trying to teach him. So Luke, what do deer need to survive?
Water and food.
Water and food. What else do they do?
Like shelter, like thick stuff that they hide in.
Shelter. All right. So in the daytime, what do you do? You eat.
You drink, sleep.
You drink and you sleep. All right. So the same thing with a deer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we want to find out where they're eating at. So if you think about, you've been to our hunting land. We went turkey hunting several times. We've been deer hunting several times. What do you think they eat up there?
Beans.
There's one or two bean fields.
Wheat.
Right. So what else are out there? So you got to think October. I think the fall break is the second week of October.
Nuts, acorns.
Right. That's the prime time for them. So what we're going to look for, we're going to go look for oak trees. So typically up there we have two different kind of oak trees. We have red oaks and white oaks. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So oak trees, a white oak will have a big leaf and it'll be rounded on the end. Okay. A red oak will be the same type of leaf, but it'll be pointed. And then when we're out there, I'll see if I can find some to show you. There is pecans there. I don't know if pecans will be falling in. I did find some pecans late season last year, and the deer were really wearing them out. But also early season, you got to remember, we do have some, like you said, some beans that are on other, I guess it would be to other people's property, but the deer are going to them, because that's where I killed my velvet buck last year. And we got a couple of trail cameras going. But this time of the year, a lot of deer are hitting what I call browse. You know what browse is?
Not really.
All right, so it's just a grass growing. So we have a lot of, what did they do there? They cut what down? They cut trees down? It's cutovers, right? A lot of times in those cutovers, so when they go and cut all the trees out, the next couple of years, a lot of stuff starts growing in it, right?
Isn't that what they did to where we camp at?
Where we camp at, right. And what I've noticed a lot of times after year one, specifically year two, a lot of the bucks and the deer like to go in there because like a lot of the thorn. Remember that one time we walked through there and all of them thorns were everywhere?
Like when we were turkey hunting?
Yes. That's what the deer like to go into. A lot of times in those areas you'll have blackberries growing.
Red berries.
Right. Blueberries, stuff like that. And the deer seem like they really like to hit those this time of the year. You were just looking on that screensaver at those bucks that were on there. That was from our lease. And that was the spot that me and Bubba found several years ago. They cut it and they came in there and the bucks were just wearing it out. And it was they were bedding in there. They could wake up from bedding and they could go straight to eating. And there was also, what did you say else you needed? Something to drink? Water, right. Well, there was a creek that was within 30 yards of
Isn't that where the tree fell down not long ago?
No, that's a different spot. But so we're gonna look. So this is our lease right here, right?
Mhm.
All right. So one spot that I kind of have in mind. So if you go down that first road, all right, that's our gate we open, right? Right there. And you go down that road. You know the people that bought this land and they had that little tree farm right there? That's that tree farm.
So that's Oak Flat.
Right, we're heading towards Oak Flat. So if you go down that road, the Oak Flat, you keep going, Keep going.
You stop about right there in the middle, right there.
Keep going.
Hey, how far is that road? About
Alright, so that's where we parked the Ford on Oak Flat. And then we walk through, and then that's the Salt Lick, and up here's Oak Flat. So let's back up a little bit. Alright, you remember a couple months ago when we went after that turkey and we happened to have a little miss? Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Alright, so what we did that day, we were over here on this road. So we parked here, we walked down that road, and what we did that day is we crossed over right here. We walked down these woods, and right here's where we heard the turkey. Remember we ran across that pine? That was right there.
Trying to cut them off.
Yeah, so we cut them off, and we hit these woods, and then we came down. And right through there is where you missed that turkey. So one of the first spots...
Isn't there a creek that runs through there?
Yeah, there's a creek that runs right through here. It's a little ditch. So what I'm thinking, the first spot we'll come in on that main road. So right here is where we set up with me, you, and Bubba on that hillside. We're going to go down to those bottoms, and we're going to check it out right there and see what it looks like.
Isn't right there like where that one mark is? Isn't that where we set up and saw that turkey but we couldn't get a shot?
Right. Well, it's right through there. Alright, so we're going to check that spot out. Because if you look on the map, so all of this is cut over, grown up stuff. You see how you have some woods here and woods there, how it kind of connects together? So what I'm thinking, that's almost like a pinch point. So if the deer are here or here, they have to meet. Okay? We're going to try that. We're going to go in there and look at that spot, and then we're also going to go back to that spot. Remember the other spot where we went with Bubba and we went turkey hunt? We parked up by this other road. We walked all the way down those woods until we got to the bottom of a hill.
Over there, sort of, kind of by, like, in the bottom, sort of.
Right. It was kind of close to those other people's house. So we're gonna go check that spot out too.
Okay.
If you look right here on Onyx, which I know you haven't used this much, and it's pretty similar to your phone. So that's just a basic overlay. It has your woods and everything, your roads. If you go over here and hit this button right here, it will show hills. So see how it threw all them crazy lines on there? So if you look at this blue line, this was the one me, you, and Bubba walked down. So we were walking down the hill, right? We walked all the way down. And then see how it stopped right here? Then we hit the bottoms right there. So that's kind of what we're going towards. So what you have lines. All those lines mean hills drop off.
Couldn't you just go down the road and cut across up those hills?
Like right here?
No, on the left side.
Over here?
Yeah.
You could, but remember right here? That's somebody else's property. That's them two houses. Remember the log cabin and the other? So
that's the road that we usually go.
That's the main road. Right. So yeah, we're gonna park right there and go in. And so our goal is to go in and find you a couple spots. We're gonna put some trail cameras out, right? And then when we go up there October, we're gonna try to let you kill a deer. So so when you get there, what are you going to look for when you're walking in the woods?
Water, vegetation, acorns, oak trees.
Right. But the problem with the acorns, they're not going to be on the ground yet, are they? Because they haven't failed. So they're going to be in the trees. So we're going to have to take binoculars and look in the trees. And if we see them on the tree limbs, that means we know they're going to fall, right? By October or right around that time. So we'll have to make sure we take some binoculars. Right? And what else can you look for while you're there on the ground? Tracks. Trails. Right. So anywhere there's a couple little drainages that run there. So we can walk those ditches, and if the deer are crossing the ditches, that's going to leave a track or a trail, right?
Yeah. I think it might be a good spot down there by that like little ditch where I missed that turkey. It might be a good spot.
I agree. That's the first spot we're going to go, because it's kind of like a natural funnel right there.
And it goes all the way down.
Yes, and in the last year, the end of the season, I hunted back over here on the top of that and had a big buck come in behind me, and I couldn't get a shot at him.
Right there?
Yes, almost like right here, way up here. You know where we cut across through that big stuff to get around that turkey?
That's where you were?
I was right there. I think there's a piece of orange tape I hung from that tree right there.
So we're going to go there?
Yeah, we're gonna make our way there, and we're gonna walk all the way down that hill. It's gonna be pretty thick now, but I think it may be a good spot. So So we're going to look at it. We're going to hang a couple trail cameras back in there, preferably at least one cell camera so we can kind of see what's going on from home. And our goal is when we get up there in October, maybe that first day we'll hunt somewhere, and when we get down that day, we'll go look around, see what our cameras show us, and then make a decision on where we want to hunt.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions?
Not really.
So deer need food,
Water. Vegetation.
That's considered food, and they need somewhere to sleep, right? Bedding area,
Like
right?
Vegetation, like grown up vegetation.
Right.
Yeah.
Which we have a lot of cut over there. So it is kind of hard to hunt because the deer can stay in that cut over a lot, especially this early in the year.
And once you get like more into like October, November, it starts to get brown deer.
And it starts dying out, right?
And blending in.
Right. And what I notice up there a lot is when the leaves start to fall, the big open areas, kind of like where you killed your deer out last year, the big deer stay away from there. They go to the thicker areas. They go to the cut over, the really, really thick areas.
That's why that spot would be good, right?
Right, because it's thick down in there, is what I'm thinking. But that's kind of what we're doing with this video. We're taking a look out, we're letting them learn a few things, and maybe somebody can learn some information about it. Maybe we can learn some information about it. We're just kind of showing y'all Luke's journey. You've seen a couple hunts he's had, and we're just growing up to try to become better deer hunters, right? Mm-hmm. All right. All right, well, me and Luke's up here fixing to start some scouting. This is that spot we talked about the other day. This is our main road that's coming in on the front side of our property. If you look way back over here, there's another road where those tree lines are. That's where me and Luke parked when we went turkey hunting. We cut across this. We had a couple gobblers gobbling up here in these woods. And I may post a picture on Onyx, but what you have is just a couple narrow pieces of woods that they didn't log. And they're kind of all coming together in the bottoms, right, Luke? And what we're going to get down there and look for?
Food, water, shelter, trails, and tracks.
Okay, so where do you think they're bedding at, if you were just to guess?
In there.
In the cut over.
It's thick.
Right. Another cut over there. So we're going to make our way through the woods here. We're going to stay on these edges of the cut over in the hardwoods and see if we can see some trails coming in or something like that. But we're just going to take y'all along and hang a couple of cameras if we see anything, right? All right, let's go. Well, get you a tree limb like this. Keep in front of you. Helps you not knock down spider webs. All right, so we were walking this edge, and I told him, I said, usually coming out of this cut over, the way it kind of looks right here, it kind of, I don't know if you can tell, it kind of funnels out. During the rut, there would probably be a scrape right here. Well, right here is a scrape. You got your branch, see your branch hanging right there? So that would be what they call the licking branch. See how it's broken and it's hanging? See how that area is clear right there? Mm-hmm. That was the scrape from last year.
So when you hit a truck, no.
We'll wait because this will be a spot that we probably need to get a camera on later on in the year. And we probably need to mark it on Onyx. But yeah, that is a scrape. It's coming right out of this bedding area. So this would probably be a decent spot to actually hunt, which we kind of thought that this ridge would be. I found a lot of buck signs on this ridge in the last year. So can't forget about this. We're gonna put this on our Onyx for a scrape. Is it good right now? Could it be good 1st of October? Maybe. But I think where I'm thinking about putting the camera, so everything kind of comes together down here at the bottom, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking we'll maybe put that camera down there so we'd have anything coming off this ridge. We'd have anything coming off the bottom ridges down there in the bottoms. Does it seem good to you? Mm-hmm. But yeah, you did see that, and that is a scrape. So that's good. All right, let's move on. All right, so what we got, Lou? We got a creek crossing right here. We're gonna look and see where the best tracks are to crossing it. right?
Yeah.
It's probably gonna be right there in front of you. See how it kind of comes down low right there? Yeah, make your way down there and see if you got a lot of tracks right through there in the mud. What we got? We got that ridge that we found that scrape on. Up there's actually 2 scrapes that come down. Everything kind of gets narrow right here. If I was gonna bow hunt, this is where I would set up. Probably in that little open area right there. Because if they got anywhere in here, you could have a shot. Not a lot right there. Make your way on down. Stay in that. Right here's a pretty good little spot. They're coming up. Come look at this over here. But they may even be walking that edge. Alright, so what we got there, Luke?
We got a rub.
Yep, probably from last year. Nothing crazy big, but so.
A little bandy.
What we got here is they're just walking the edge of this hill. That's a big hillside back there. But everything kind of just comes together right here. You got this ridge, you got the main ridge that we walked down, you got the other bottom. So we're gonna go back here, and it looks like there was a scrape. We're gonna make a mock scrape. We're gonna put a camera on it, and then we're gonna put a little mineral lick, maybe over there on the other side. There you go. Make your circle bigger. All right, look what we got.
So, right here we got a salt lick, and we made a scrape.
Mock scrape.
And we're fixing to put a trail camera on one of those trees up there.
Yeah, we're gonna go back up that ridge, right? Up there, so we can kind of point this way. I don't like to put them on the sides, because if they walk by too fast, sometimes they'll miss them. So if you can put it the direction they're traveling, then you're guaranteed not to mix them. You can get a good picture.
So what tree are we gonna put on?
We'll make our way up here. Let's head up that way. How about right here, Luke? So if we put it on this tree, we can clear. That would be perfect. We can hit right there. We'll cut out a couple of those. Go ahead and hang it right there for us.
How high? That right here?
That's about right, because you're uphill a little bit.
So, can you help me out on this?
Yep. All right, I think we're good.
I'm gonna do this.
Camera's got a good connection. How you feel about this spot?
I think since we found a lot of scrapes right here, and
Found that one back there.
we have 2 good trails. We have them coming down from this ridge. I think I saw a good trail over there.
Right.
Coming this way.
I know there's a good trail that way, because I hunted over there last year at the end of the year.
That's where that big deer came.
That's where that big buck came behind me. Yeah.
And
he came and take cut over there.
Was him over here doing the.
Could have been. This is kind of like a rut spot here, because it all comes together. I'm sure bucks are using this quite a bit during the rut. I'll definitely be up here during gun season for sure. Yep. All right, look, we're at our second spot, right?
Yep.
All right, what we have, this is a main gravel road, and where Luke killed his first buck is that way about 400 yards. But they did some logging up here, and this all goes down to a really steep bottom, and it actually goes all the way to that cutover area. So we're thinking that may be a really good bedding area. We're gonna put a couple trail cameras down here and let them soak for a couple weeks and kind of see what happens. But we're gonna make our way this way, and we'll let y'all know, see what we find. All right, so this is a drainage. Look behind you. See that big gully? It'd be hard for a deer to cross that, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
All right, look over here to my left. See that big gully? Be hard for a deer to cross that, right?
So it'd have to come this way.
They have to come right up here, or be walking down there, right? So let's go down there and see what we can see, because it looks like
we might be able to put some tracks in the mud.
Right. There's mud down there.
Water.
It's almost like a little pinch point again. What puts everything into one time. Down here at the bottom, I guarantee you'll see trails going from your left to your right.
Right here.
No, all the way down. Go on down a little bit. Yep. Keep going. What we got here?
Nice deer trail.
Crossing this.
You got a lot of tracks right here.
Yeah.
And it runs up right here.
Yeah.
The deer, what they're doing, coming down here, and they're crossing over to the other side.
Right.
Because the other big canals over there, you cannot cross it in pretty much any way.
Because it's steep, right?
Because it's too steep.
Right.
And
So right here, you got like a spot here, here, here,
right here and right there.
and about 30 yards down there's another spot.
Here too.
Right. All right. So we're definitely gonna get a camera.
But we
On a
need to put it
couple-
like out here.
Maybe we're gonna work our way down a little bit. I'm looking at a tree down there that may be ideal, but I really like
What do you
this.
think's in here?
What? So we made our way up this creek, and when we did, we came across a deer stand up there. One of our guys, I guess, that hunts up here. But we still probably gonna hunt this because I mean this creek right here. I mean there's crossing everywhere through here, and everything comes together right here. One of them things where if somebody's parked up over here, of course we'll let them have it. But if not, we'll come back in here and hunt it. And a lot of times during the week when we're hunting, like on fall break and Thanksgiving break, most people are working. It's kind of a bummer, ain't it? Look, we wanted to put some cameras and see what was coming up in here, and I don't even think we're gonna put any cameras. I think we're just gonna let it ride. But it is a good spot.
Seen a lot of tracks and a lot of trails.
Yeah.
This dude just found it before us. Just knows what it is.
Right. All right, we're gonna start heading out. What you got there, Luke?
Deer school. Then we can find the other antlers
No, it's fell off or broke.
or chewed off.
Yeah, they died.
Or else like they did to your
Yeah.
cell camera.
Yeah, squirrels ate my cell camera, didn't they?
Wait, here.
Yep, that's his final resting place.
Yeah.
Unless you want to take it home for something.
Throw it at Mom.
Well, we got back to the truck. Our last spot was kind of a bust, wasn't it? Look, we found that deer stand back in there, so somebody else is hunting it, but we may still give it a shot. But we got our one spot marked up good, got a mock scrape and a mineral lick on it, and then we put another cell camera on that one spot on top of that little saddle. Some bucks coming through. We'll see what happens next couple of days. Did you have a good time today, Luke?
I did.
Did you learn anything?
I actually learned a lot.
Good. So we found most of our signs where on the creek crossings. Yeah, and in and out of the cutover, which is kind of typically what we thought. But all right, we're just gonna head home. It's getting hot. I'm getting hungry.
Make sure to go subscribe to this channel. Oh, they can't see. It's hard.
The only Luke.
18. The only Luke 18.
All right, only Luke 18. We'll give it a couple of days, see what we get on camera, and then we'll post the video. Maybe y'all gain something out of it. I know Luke learned a little bit. We're just trying to grow him and teach him how to do some scouting. See y'all later.